Some say a picture can be worth 1,000 words, but in this case, that is a gross understatement. This is the photo. Although it may not seem like much, this photo encapsulates all life on Earth. Every human, every animal, every mountain and valley, and every structure on Earth. In my opinion, this is the single greatest photo ever taken because it contains the history of the Earth, it displays how little we are compared to space, and it's a monumental example of how far we've come as a society. So first, for some background information, on February 14th, 1990, which was Valentine's Day, as Voyager 1 was racing through space, it snapped a picture of Earth. This picture was taken from 3.7 billion miles away, which is 6 billion kilometers. Voyager 1, which is the first object that's ever been sent into space and traveled into interstellar space, was created on September 5th, 1977, and that's the date it was launched. Carl Sagan, the scientist who was credited with the picture, later wrote a book, 4 years later actually, titled The Pale Blue Dot. In his book, he states, "From this distant vantage point, the Earth might not seem of any particular interest, but for us it's different. Consider again that dot." In other words, what he is saying is that although the picture might not seem incredible or anything insane, the more you understand it, the more amazing it becomes. Next, when it was first published, it didn't gain traction insanely fast. Major news outlets weren't covering it, and the popularity really remained inside of the space community, mostly NASA, which was the company that took the picture. Scientists, however, had a lot of reactions. According to the Gyudon, I don't know if I'm saying that right, one scientist said that he was amazed on how far it traveled, because it's the first object that was flying into interstellar space, how far it traveled and how it's still working and sending back data. He also stated that it's amazing how we could still see Earth, really. From 3.7 billion miles away, you could still see Earth. Finally, this picture really didn't have any crazy effect on me when I first saw it. I was probably like most people. I didn't understand it, I didn't really know what I was looking at, and I didn't understand the significance of it. But when I researched more and I really understood what I was looking at, it was incredible. It really, how far we've come in society really dawned upon me. The technology, how advanced we were for the 70s, really. Philosophers thought the same thing, really. One unknown philosopher said, "As we gaze upon this tiny Earth from afar, we're reminded of our place in the vast universe and the importance of preserving life on our planet." And this is really what I said earlier in my speech. It's crazy how small we are compared to the universe. You can go on for billions and billions of miles and still never reach another planet, really. Outside of our solar system, there isn't much for a long, long ways. And this philosopher really gets that point across. In conclusion, I think this is the single greatest photo ever taken because it contains all history that we know of on Earth. It really helps you visualize the vast empty space that surrounds us. And it's a great example of how far we've come as a society, from barely knowing how to fly to about like 150 years later in space, landing on the moon, traveling 3.7 billion miles and taking pictures of Earth. No one would have thought that would be possible 50 years prior. So I want you to think about this. Think about the sheer size of space, all that's in space and how far you can go, really. without seeing anything. Think about that. Thank you.